Kawaki, Kawaki, Kawaki. Oh, the man that you are. But first, Jura, what the fuck is this? Whoever told you that this was tough? Come here. They lied. I really do miss when villains had aura, man. Ishiki would never. But we start the chapter seeing Mitsuki done handled the rest of the claw grounds by himself, as Konohamaru comes running in from the distance looking like he's absolutely mortified. So I guess maybe Jura does have aura. So Mitsuki tells him to let's go help Boruto, but Konohamaru is not stepping foot back over there, saying nah, we going back to the rendezvous point. I'm not going nowhere near that monster. But the important thing is, he says he thinks Boruto has a plan. And if Boruto is this genius they say he is, then I know exactly what he's been planning. Because me and him are really like the same person for real. As you go to him and Jura standing off, with Boruto holding a wound on his stomach, saying it isn't vital, but did more damage than he thought. He's so used to fighting cold, he forgot his ops can actually be strong. But that's when Jura loads a Bijou bomb, making Boruto jump up, dodging it to go hang onto a cliff, thinking he's Spider-Man. So now finally Jura realizes his Bijou bomb's taking way too long to load up, and that's a problem, causing him to start flying up and launching at Boruto to close the distance, and loading up another just to again get dodged. So seeing that he's 0 for 2, the genius leader of the Shinju decides to do what anybody else would. Blast off 2 more. They get beautifully weaved around before Boruto tosses a kunai, making me sit up in my seat. Got me having flashbacks of Minato. And since they're flying head on, Jura charges another Bijou bomb, except we see the kunai was Boruto cause he pulled out the iconic transformation combo attack. Except unlike his dad, he did it by himself, as he now starts pulling out his sword just to get it smacked away, completely wasting the 200 IQ play, and lining Jura up for his famous fingering technique on a teenager, thinking he Kakashi. But Boruto pulls out the golden hand sign, teleporting to his sword, grabbing it, and then slicing off this freak's foot. Shout out Lavore. But this demon Jura is not even phased. He still got time to give Boruto his props. Bro is not taking this serious. I'm surprised Boruto lasted this long. Before they go right to spazzing, getting off a Dragon Ball level clash. As we go in to see Jura going so fast, it look like bro got 3 arms, because we all know he don't got 3 legs. And Boruto is getting worked, to the point he even acknowledged himself that he can't hang with him strength wise, which is to be expected from a student of Sasuke. Spend all their time playing with each other's swords instead of hitting the gym. Before Jura then grabs his wrist and starts up his Bijou bomb, giving him nowhere else to go, making Boruto start to stress. Getting pressed so hard you can even see the fade, and lil bro need a cut expeditiously, until he weaves a sign and actually fries this freak with a purple lightning. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is why you need a bag, kids. This right here, if you watching this and you don't got a bag, take notes. And you can even see in his face, he had no idea this was coming. He did all that research on Naruto and ain't expect his son to have this much of a bag. So then Boruto jumps back, leaving us with yet another face-off, as Jura has the audacity to tell him he's getting sluggish, like he ain't just get cooked twice back to back. But man, he do indeed look like he is going through it, fighting for his life, even making him say it may be easier to just pummel him instead of spamming Bijou bombs. Like yes, Jura, nobody wants to see Bijou bombs not land 648 times in 2 chapters. How smart of you, even though you ain't have no problem beating up on little girls earlier. So what happened? As he comes beaming in, smacking this man with a flying knee to the chin about breaking bro's neck, got him mad as hell, until Jura then cocks back, somehow looking even uglier before booming into Boruto's chest, really trying to do him like Sasuke, sending him crashing to the ground. But nah, he's still not satisfied, as he flies up, starting yet another Bijou bomb, obviously not learning his lesson, shooting it down and incinerating the ground beneath him, and sending Boruto to finally meet up with his granddad. Maybe he can teach him a thing or two about getting cooked by Bijou. Damn. And it shouldn't be too hard either, since they're both geniuses. Except of course, we see Boruto just floating in the air with Jura nowhere in sight. So maybe he thinks he won and went home. So guys, we should be safe now, right? Until he transmissions to him looking like he's charging a mean uppercut, except Boruto blocks it with the sword, but we see the legendary blade is chipped. Meme and Momo gotta come out now. Y'all remember how Boruto was talking last chapter about this sword? No way he lets this slide. But instead, Jura cocks back that leg, smacking Boruto, sending him booming to the ground yet again, putting my goat to shame. And look how pitiful he looked too. I'm disappointed, man. Bro even got the nerve to be down there taking a nap. So now we go to Ida saying she can't even watch anymore, and I do not blame her. Because at this rate, Boruto will indeed be getting sent to his uncle Itachi. But it's okay, Ida. You can always watch me. I wouldn't get done like that, personally. But we even see Koji stressing, looking like he going insane, and it makes sense. He been telling Boruto he need to calm his ass down since like chapter 3 or 4, and he keeps trying to fight people. And now he's fighting the literal worst person possible. It's like he wants the world to end before he even does something completely irredeemable, asking my glorious queen if she can be quiet. Like, what? Buddy, you got some nerve. And since she knows I never treat her like that, she's confused. Before he says he's getting an update, and his eyes roll to the back of his head like he the Undertaker. As the 10 directions come spawning in, where we see Inojin in I think Koji's cave, where it looks like he's doing the Yamanaka technique, with Shikadai in a different panel, and Jura holding his eye like he just got the Sasuke treatment, Boruto on the ground still taking a nap, and even Himawari finally seeming to appear in another fight. But if I had to guess, she has to be encountering Jura, or maybe Bug, right? Because Jura should still want the Nine Tails info, but we also know there's something possibly coming between Hima and Damon. But I still believe Damon is fighting Bug, so those would be my guesses. And for Inojin and Shikadai, I literally have no idea. But what Koji is focused on is Jura holding his eye, which means it has to be a new future of something that he didn't see coming. And so now Ida questions what's going on with Damon right beside her. Except we go back to Jura floating over Boruto, giving bro even more props for somehow still surviving, and even holding on to his dear master's sword, even while being asleep. What a guy. Before he goes flying up and saying that he's gonna end him with one blow. Shout out Ash. As he starts charging another Bijou bomb at the sleeping Boruto, meaning Koji's visions were true. Boruto will die. Except then we see a rod through this man's face and through his eye, and it just so happens to be the one that we've been seeing him shoot the Bijou bombs from too. As we see none other than the demon Kawaki standing on this nigga's back, and with that shit on too. Oh my god! Look at him flexing the Leaf Village Gucci belt with his hair and flip blowing in the wind. Hey, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Do a round of applause right now, man. You did your thing with this one, Ikimoto. This might be the best pull-up so far. And that's saying something. As he even says this still isn't enough to end him. Meaning Jura might literally just not have a brain. But there's not even a drop of blood inside either. Bro really is a monster. And seeing her glorious king pull up, Ida is in shock. But Koji's still having visions, so he has no idea what's going on right now. But so we go back to see Hidari seemingly doing the Itachi special, like he's reaching out for Sarada's eyes. And I can't really tell, but it looks like she might have the Mangekyo out too. But we see Bug above him, and besides him seems to be Ida, meaning it may finally be time to see Damon get another fight, and a real one this time. Because like I've been saying, nobody respects Code. And we even see Konohamaru whack ass cut too. But we know he ain't doing shit. As we go back to Koji saying these are new visions for the first time in 6 days. And I don't know how the time has been, but this would mean either it's been less than 6 days since Boruto told Kawaki about his limiters, or the 10 directions just got hella lag. But regardless, this proves that Boruto is the singularity of fate, because he knew this was happening back when Konohamaru says he thinks Boruto has a plan. But if I'm being honest, not seeing a future where Kawaki finds out about his limiters is kinda crazy. But I do like how this means we can't just take Koji's word for everything. But we pan over to Team 7 still at the rendezvous point before we see the Android 18 of Boruto pull up looking as good as ever. Delta so tough. Another glorious queen. But we go back to Kawaki with Jura reaching for him, but he shrinks down, completely disappearing. Before he then pops back in with that staff ready before blasting Jura with rods, giving him some free acupuncture. But now we see his eye actually is bleeding before he starts up unreliable, blasting a Bijou bomb like a dumbass because Kawaki just shrinks down, making him airball his attack and go blow up a random part of the desert. But the explosion was so crazy, it even starts to wake up Boruto, making Kawaki tell him that he needs to wake up. And I don't know if it's just me, but the fact he still calls him bro means something to me, man. It means something. But Boruto tells him he's the one who's late, as we see Jura sliding the rods out of his guts and saying he senses exponentially greater power than before. But that's when Kawaki starts loading in his karma and telling Boruto he better hold it together or he'll murk him on the spot. And I think it does make Boruto's karma resonate as he starts grabbing his hand, but still just tells Kawaki to ignore him. As Jura comes speeding again and Kawaki tells that bastard, let's go, looking tough. And I know this probably isn't the part where we get the intro to the series, but it honestly fits, bro. Boruto saying this must have been the only outcome, which can apply to him having to tell Kawaki about his limiters, even though that he knows it'll make him a threat. The village being destroyed, which can be a result of Momo taking over and fighting Kawaki / Jura, and maybe they just fight all the way back to the leaf, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Kawaki got a different fit too, but that shit ass anyway. I don't care if it get retconned.